Disclaimer. This is a work of satirical fiction. Any resemblance to real places or situations is purely coincidental and exaggerated for comedic effect. The story intentionally contains factual inaccuracies and absurdities as part of its artistic expression.
Hey everybody, a little bit of a different video today. I saw one person messaging, because I've been talking about the Tzla machine for over a year now, a year and a half. And I saw someone say, because I post all these comments about people saying all these amazing miracles they're having with it. And I saw someone say, I don't believe any of these are real. Well, I've got two real people coming on today from Australia, from Western Australia. And actually, I heard about them a while ago because I actually said, about a year ago, I said, I can't wait until we have someone in the Tzla Club who has like a serious sports injury, because I said at the time, I'm pretty sure it's going to heal way faster than it normally would with the Tzla machine. And it was soon after that Brendan messaged and he said, my son tore his Achilles tendon, which is like one of the worst sports injuries to have. And a few months later, he was like, yeah, no, he's already better. He already just won the championship. And so I was like, well, we got to talk to you about this. This is like world record speed for coming back from Achilles tendon injury. So thank you guys. It's Brendan and Daniel. Daniel's like a squash champ. And definitely now with the Tzla machine. So maybe Brendan, do you want to tell a bit about the story?
Yeah, so we were I was in Perth and Daniel was over in Gold Coast, Queensland, doing his squash training with Squash Australia. There's a little scholarship with Squash Australia, and I had a phone call from Daniel. So Daniel, would you like to explain what happened?
So on the 16th of May, I had a complete Achilles tendon rupture in my right foot. And on the 21st, I had the surgery at the Gold Coast, and I had to wait another 2 weeks until I came home. But my dad managed to get a machine over there, like how many days before? 2?
A couple of days before the injury.
Like 2-3 days before I did it. And then when I was over there, I was using it quite a bit for that first 2 weeks. And I was literally off painkillers within 1 or 2 days after the surgery, which is unheard of. And no one believed that I was not taking them anymore.
Yeah, that's something I've heard a lot from people is, like my wife was just actually had a surgery as well. And I think they told her she'd have to be on the painkillers for like weeks afterwards. And she, same as you, after a couple of days, she stopped taking them because she was using the Tzla machine every day.
I think what was interesting also was when you had the cast on, Daniel, after the initial injury, he went straight to the hospital and they put a cast on before surgery. And he came home, obviously, with the drugs from the hospital, drugged up. But the next day, he didn't need any painkillers at all in the cast. And they also had blood thinners and other things like this going on. But yeah, Daniel had negligible problems in terms of the blood pooling down in the bottom of the leg because he was immediately on the Tzla machine. And you'd emailed me or messaged me in the chat group to say that yes, you can use the Tzla through the plaster cast. So Daniel was straight on the machine, and and I think you were in pain at the surgery. They kept him in overnight at the surgery. It was supposed to be a day surgery. I'd say that the surgery, by the time of the surgery, the leg was probably already trying to heal itself. So the surgeons probably re-injured him a little bit and to do the surgery thing.
Great. So you just gave him the Tzla machine through the cast, and tell us more, like what happened after that?
So when I got home, so it was like 2 weeks after I came home, and then had started to see a physio in Perth, and then he thought I was having many, or like probably a couple months at least, when I was only a few or less.
Well, you assessed you as being at 11 weeks recovery, and you're only at 7. You're only at 7 weeks recovery, and he was saying, and I think you're ahead of the 12 week is the time to take the moon boot cast thing off after the surgery. And the physio was basically saying, get the cast off right, or get the moon boot off right away, because his assessment was that the foot had recovered well enough for that at that stage. So at 7 weeks, the physio said, you need to walk out of this place with the moon boot on, because I can't officially tell you to take the thing off. That's the surgeon's job. But But as soon as we walked out that door, the moon boot was off. So at 7 weeks, he was able to walk around well enough without assistance of moon boots or anything else. It's usually 12 to 16 weeks. So that was quite incredible.
So already he was recovering at about twice as fast as was normally expected, which is what I said. I said I expected you would recover 2 to 3 times faster than normal. So then he got the moon boot off, and then did he just go back into starting to train again after that?
We'd already been on court a little bit. He was trying to be on court earlier than that as well, not trying to run around, just getting hand-eye coordination with the racket and ball, slight movement. I think we played a game that night, didn't we? A little match, me versus Daniel. I managed to narrowly beat Daniel. He was already moving well enough to
keep up with you.
I'm reasonably handy, although I'm much older and whatever, and Daniel's shot making is much better. But so yeah, Daniel I beat you just, didn't I? I beat you narrowly that time, and then the next week I think you beat me already. So,
and that's within 3 months of the injury.
That's right. So we were getting on the court lots more after that. I did a lot of feeding. I call it feeding, where I hit the ball, setting up shots for Daniel to practice and everything else. But he was moving well enough, and we thought he should enter the Belmont Club Championships, which is the club that we play at in Perth. I'm the club captain there, and one of the better players in WA entered the club championships. His name's Dave Illich, and he's basically been number 2 in Western Australia for maybe 10, 15 years, and I think it was only the second time you've beaten Dave, and you beat him in 3 in the club championships, and you had a pretty hard match before. Was it Keith Cheng?
Yeah.
So he's very handy as well, plays in our state grade team. He's our state grade number 1 player, and Daniel's beaten them both to win this club championship at 5 months, just under 5 months.
Just under 5 months, he had already won the club championship. Do you guys know much about Achilles tendon injuries? I looked into it sort of briefly, and it looks like it's at least 6 months before you can even think of starting to get back into training and stuff again. And then it usually looks like about 9 months to a year before you can even think about winning any sort of championship. What do you guys know about that?
Yes, that's pretty accurate. Because as soon as I went back to Queensland, the physio couldn't believe that I could actually do a lot of what I was doing. And he said, like, you probably should dial it back just for, like, safety.
Well, Daniel had actually entered the WA closed event as well, which was supposed to be the week after. Was it the week after or was it 2 weeks after at the Squash Australia, because Daniel's got this scholarship with them. He received a phone call from Squash Australia demanding that he gets straight back for assessment with their physio. They refused to let him play in the WA closed event. So he had to withdraw from that one.
They refused to let him play because they thought that it was like he can't be recovered so quickly?
Correct. Yeah, so they refused.
For you.
He's not... You should note he's not fully recovered yet, but because there's muscle regrowth as well. But the latest from the Squash Australia physio is that his Achilles tendon's fully recovered, and he's just got some muscle imbalances due to being inactive for a while. So they're trying to get those imbalances right, which I think the Tesla's good at healing. And but if you want your muscle stronger, you need to lift the weights, if you know what I mean. So that's what he's working on now.
So from what you guys know, is that the fastest that you know of that anyone's ever recovered this well from an Achilles tendon injury?
From a full snap injury, I was looking into it, and as far as I can tell, it's the fastest that I can find. There was a couple of cases on the internet which were unclear as to whether it was a full snap or not, but then we discovered that one of them was definitely not a full snap, and that was, I think, just under 5 months recovery. That was a Russian Olympian, and there was a Japanese basketballer, which details are very blurry, but it looks like there's no way that was a full snap, because none of the professional sports are replicating that recovery time. So these look like they're only partial injuries that might be competing with what Daniel's done. And then we've got I think there's 6-month situation in is it the NFL? Something like this, where they really were using super advanced medical treatments and techniques, whereas we've just simply done the regular surgery and come into the frame. Regular surgery and regular recovery method. We've had very little assistance from anything. I think we saw the physio. You saw the Perth physio only 3 times, I think.
Yeah.
So it's basically a very, very, very fast recovery for an ordinary process, with the only difference being the Tzla machine.
Wow. I wonder if there's a Guinness Book of World Records for fastest recovery from Achilles tendon. If so, you guys should apply for it, because it sounds like you basically beat it from all the research you've done on it. And I also did a bit myself. I couldn't find anyone faster. So that's amazing. So congratulations, Daniel, on winning the championship. Congratulations on the amazing recovery. How do you feel about all this?
I feel pretty good. When I'm back playing, it's like a bit of a mental happiness is back. And I mean, obviously at the time it was a bit annoying, and then just having a bit of a struggle to get everywhere. And then it was pretty quick. Like everyone said, it's going to be ages for everything to come back. And I was up moving a lot quicker, doing a lot more earlier, and then eventually progressed through. And I'm back enjoying what I like doing a lot more as well.
So when your dad told you about the Tzla machine after you had ruptured your Achilles, did you know much about it?
So when I was in the UK, for most of the earlier part of this year, I was talking about some, one of the families I was staying with had electromagnetic thing. And then my dad's like, "Oh, we got something much better for you." And then he sent me a few videos of it, and I didn't really know much about it until he told me. And then when I got back, I saw it and used it for 1 week, a little bit, because I'd sustained some ankle injury on the other side from a tournament on the way back when I was coming back from the UK. And then I went to Gold Coast and then sort of didn't realise about it. And then he gives me a phone call. "Hey, we found a Tzla machine for you, from some family." Was it family? Someone.
Yeah, Karen was the name of the one who sold it to us. Happened to be based on Gold Coast. I happened to put the machine up for sale on the Tzla Club.
And happened to be 5 minutes away.
Yeah, so Daniel was able to
amazing how that
get a
works.
machine, and he got it just a couple of days before the injury happened. So.
Wow, that was all incredible synchronicity. I love it. That is so great. So Daniel, I don't know if you know, but if you continue to use it, you're going to have such a massive advantage over all the other athletes, because what I would personally do, because I've been using it for about 1.5 years now, I would use it every morning before I work out or whatever. I'd use it after every workout. It's almost like steroids in that sense. It's not steroids. I don't want to say that because you'll get in trouble. It's not at all. But it's like that in that it helps you recover so quickly. And then on top of that, it gives you this extra massive amount of energy. So you'll be able to go way longer and harder.
Yeah, I found that when I returned back, I started using it at least twice a day. So between the 2 sort of sessions that are broken up into, so you got a morning and afternoon, and I would use it between the morning and afternoon, and then after the afternoon session. Plus, obviously, going for swims and doing a bit of hot and cold, and then I've noticed that if I missed a few days, there would be an instant knowing of not recovering properly, not being at the same recovery wise.
This is back at the Gold Coast.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Those things are definitely true.
I know the Tzla Club says they want to sponsor you now and make you their first athlete that they sponsor. I don't know if you've accepted or if you even knew about that yet. Did you even know that?
My dad's been telling me about it.
Yeah, maybe sometime this year, Tzla can be one of your sponsors, and hopefully you go on to like a world championship, which I think actually like, you know, you have an amazing chance to do because you have the Tzla machine. Now, I don't know how long it'll take the rest of the world to figure this out, but in the meantime, you've got like a huge advantage. It's so great.
Yeah.
So Brendan, how did you initially find out about the Tzla Club and the Tzla machine?
Well, that's through your good self. I've been following you for quite a while through this apocalypse area or era. Yeah, so avoiding jabs and things, and but yeah, I was watching your stuff, and a couple of my cryptos went up, and so there was an opportunity to grab the machine, so I did, and but very, very glad that I have. So actually, my father.
How's it gone for you personally?
For me personally, it was very effective for certain things. I had an ankle injury, which I used the Tzla several times, and I was able to play without any strapping. Basically, last year in August, I came back from Houston with Daniel. Daniel played in the World Juniors. He played number one for Australia in the World Juniors in Houston, Texas, and we survived the hurricane there, got home, and I hadn't exercised for a month. Went on the court, lasted about 5 minutes, and went for a walk on the park out the back. It was a night and it was dark, and I rolled my ankle really, really badly. And but this Tzla machine arrived. It was probably about 4 or 5 months after the injury, but I was still barely able to move without the strapping. Put the Tzla on, and that injury sort of disappeared very quickly. And I had a lot of lower back and hip soreness. I still have the hip soreness, but the big bursting, the big general area of the injury is really narrowed. It's really just made my it's exposed what the real issue is. It's right in the hip only. All the other stuff surrounding it's cleared up. Skin issues probably from wearing sunscreen. We have a lot of sunscreen adverts here in Australia, so that's probably the sunscreen lotions probably caused the skin damage, but a lot of that's just cleared up straight away using the Tzla. And I managed to buy a meat cleaver. I bought a meat cleaver yesterday, Jeff, and I managed to drop it on my finger and straight on the Tzla last night, and blood was going everywhere until I was on the Tzla, and it just immediately cauterized. So I've got this big gash on my hand, but there's no blood coming out anymore. And so we were able to go fishing last night and catch some crabs, and what did we get, about 20 crabs and
You fish?
3 fish and stuff. So so it's really, really an amazing technology.
Yeah, that's great. Yeah, I've had a few people who've had a cut, major cuts, even my dogs. And yeah, you can just, as you know now, you can just put the Tzla machine bulbs on it, and it will stop the bleeding. It cauterizes it and actually starts to heal the injury immediately, which is amazing. So it tends to heal those sort of injuries, again, 2, 3, 4, 5 times faster than normal. So you must be pretty happy about being a member of the Tzla Club at this point.
I'm incredibly happy, yes. Thank you very much for making me aware of the technology.
Well, I'm so glad, and I'm so glad as well that Daniel's had this experience. And you know, if there was, I don't know if he's on any betting sites for who's going to be the next world champion in the next few years. But if he gets on one of those sites, let me know, and I'm definitely going to be betting on him because he's got a huge advantage over anyone else. Can recover from injuries way faster, has better energy, recovers from workouts way faster. And as you know, if he gets a cut or anything, it's just immediately healed. It's so incredible. So thank you, guys. Is there anything that you wanted to say that we haven't talked about so far?
I'm all good.
I'm good.
Great. Do you want to let us know, like you don't have to if you want to keep more private, but if Daniel has like a website or a social media account or something for people to follow him?
Let me figure out the username.
You'll need to do it straight away.
So on Instagram, Dan Hawks Marsh. You'll see like me playing squash as a profile picture, and we're obviously only like 600 Instagram followers right now. So,
well, it'll be 6,000 next week.
That'd be amazing. Thanks very much, Jeff.
Yeah, my pleasure. And so we'll keep up with you. Hopefully Tzla will be sponsoring you this year. And thank you both for coming on and letting us know about your experience. And so other people know as well. And if you didn't know the Tzla Club, just go to tzla.club. You just go there, get a brochure, fill out a bit of a questionnaire because it's a private club. Then you're allowed into an open house where you can ask any questions you want for a few weeks. And from there, if you want, you can make a donation to join the club. And then you receive a free science experiment kit, which ships anywhere in the world. As you guys know, they're in Australia. So thank you both for coming on. It's been a pleasure.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.